Oh, this should be an interesting little video. Got iPhone 7 here. Smashed the fuck. Phone's bent. Completely bent. So what I was going to do is... where is it? I picked up this the other day for a tenner. It's really good nick. Obviously the motherboard's iCloud lock. So I'm going to transfer all the stuff into there. Cause normally you can straighten them out, but that's right across. That's going to be a nightmare to straighten out. First, so what I want to do, I've already removed the screen. And I actually put the screws back because I didn't know when I was going to get to it. So I'm going to pop another screen on it first and make sure it actually works. So yeah, we'll start there. Right, the only thing is, I'm a lefty. And I've got the camera over here, so my hand's probably going to get in the way, but it's just what it is, So, let's make sure I'm in the picture. Just take this off. Screw organisation, obviously. Don't put the screw in a hole that it doesn't belong to. I need to put my glasses on. Bit of see. Doop-a-doo. Tweezers. Oh, wrong screw. Yeah, 4 screws there, yeah. Hopefully, so just pop the screen on to see if we get touch and everything working, because they don't do all this work for bugger all. We don't need to. Right, off. Try this screen. It's a brand new screen. I did transfer all the camera over already. I know it's not the one for it, but it won't matter. Right, I hate these. This one here is bloody fiddly. I always struggle with this one. Ribbon. Actually, sometimes it just goes straight on there. Yeah. Ah, you bugger. I hope you can see. Yeah. I think that's actually on. Let's find out what. 2 down here. Take your time with these. See. Oh, come on. I need a bit more light. That's on. Heard it click. Sometimes I just get these on straight away. I find it easier to take the phones apart than put these bloody Lego connections on. That's on. Connect the power. Flip it over and hope for the best. Oh, so it does work. I'm going to do, obviously I ain't got a home button in this. So I'll turn that light away so you can see a bit better. And just make sure that things where it's blinked twice, which is a good sign for a 7. iPhone is disabled, yeah, blah blah. Touch is working. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is quickly pop the screen back off. Disconnect the battery first, always, golden rule. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, transfer all this into this. God, this is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Right, anyway, I'm going to have a breather for a sec. Right, so looking at this one, looks like most of the hard work's already been done for me. I think I've got 1 screw there I need to disconnect. Ribbon cable needs to come off. Yeah, that one needs to come off. I'm hoping all these bits are good, because it saves me loads of work if I haven't got to swap every single part. So I think I've got to pop that little screw out there, I hope you can see it. put it here. And take that small part, pop that there, and I think I've got to pop these two little antennas off. Don't want to break these. One, there's two. You should just pull away, and I think the board should just pop out. Oh, that's nice and easy. Right, so that's stripped down, and it's just a matter of putting all that into there. So look at that, someone's actually not used the proper pull tabs. But do you know what? I might just leave that like that, stick the old battery on top of it. Yeah, right. What I am going to do now quickly, I'm just going to remove all this old glue and shit from the edges, but it'll take a couple of minutes faffing around, so I'll do this off camera and then I'll come back to you. Right, first up, get the battery out. It's a good little tip here. Look, because you've got these pull tabs here. A lot of people say, oh, you do that. You can't. It's Taptic engine, pain in the ass, but you got to do these pull tabs, pull them out, and they always snap. Here's a little tip. IPA. I've got a little isopropyl alcohol. Yeah, come on. Right. Get your phone. Put it all the way down the sides. Just soak it. Alcohol all the way down there. Maybe a bit more. Put it down the back there. Right, and it'll dry. Get over it. Right, now, when you've got to remove the battery, I'll zoom in a little. Right, so put the glasses back on. I'm blind as a bat. So, you see, yeah. Start off with this one. That's a bit strange, yeah. So pull tabs, get some tweezers. Crappy tweezers, but I love these ones. Let's get it started. And see, it makes it look like jelly. Let's get a good grip on it. Just gentle. Keep your finger on the battery and just gently. It's still a bit tough. You don't want it to snap. Oop. It's a bit slippery with all that IPA on it. And we must be nearly there now. It's getting long. It's getting long. That's one. Next one. Keep your finger on the battery this time though, because otherwise the battery will go flying. I've got two curved monitors here. I don't want it flying into them and knackering them up. Come on, Toby. Look, it's took all the... Right, I've got a finger on the side of the battery. Oh, and it snapped, but it's all good because it's loose. I could literally peel the battery up now. There you go. Batteries just pop out now. Okay. I don't know why it ain't popping out, but yes. There we go, batteries come out. Got a bit hardcore on the edge of that. That'll be alright. Probably a bit too much IPA, but yeah, that'll be good. Look, it's washing all that shit off, but who cares? It's obviously not a genuine battery. Right, so the battery's out. There we go, pop that to one side. Right, next up is we need to take this board out. I'm going to have a quick breather and come back. Right, it's been a while since I've done this, so hopefully I can remember. I'm just going to start, where should I start? Go get this out. I'm going to start from the bottom here. I'm going to pop them two antennas off. Shouldn't really use some as sharp as tweezers, but I'll bollocks to it. There's my little pry tool. Put them two antennas off. Just pull them back out of the way. Right, so we've got, I've already took the SIM tray out. So we have a super screw here. You can use a flathead. I've got a special screwdriver. I'll show you the end of it. And it's for the super screw, the screw that goes on the top of it. So I'll take that one out because that's definitely coming out. I've got a magnetic mat here with a, take that one out. There's not a lot of screws actually to take an iPhone 7 board out. Got to pop that ribbon off. That's for the charger and all that doobie. Right, up to the top, I'm disconnecting the camera. There's another super screw there. I thought there was a, pop that out. Hopefully you can see. Next up, let's take the camera out. I think it's just a screw there and a screw there. Oh, come on, don't be awkward. Go flying. Little metal plate on the top here. That comes off. Right, I've got to start disorganising the screw out. Like that. And then the camera should just pop out. Got to take care of these things. Make sure you clean the lens as well when you put it back together. Right, next we've got to take this plate off. Tri-ring screw. Is it? Didn't realise that. Thought these were just normal. Nice and easy, lemon squeezy. Take that plate off. I think there's two little Lego connectors under here, I can't remember. Oh, it's just the one. That I believe is for the power buttons, blah blah blah. It's a bit crap there, let's move that quick. Another super screw there. I've got a feeling that one comes out, so I'll take that one out. Next up, we're going to take this antenna. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws, and I believe there's a screw underneath it then. These are all flatheads. Find a bit of screwdriver. Oh, I'm not even in sharp. Okay. Sorry. Right, so take these out. Some ones. Two. 3. One there. And I believe there's one just up here. If you can see it. Take that one out. There. Now this just lifts off, I believe now. Yeah, that comes away. Right, where are we now? One more screw there. Put that there, and there's a little bracket here. Oh, I bet I'm not even in chop. Ah well. Yeah, you missed it anyway. Now, I think that might be it. I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the other one. This little thing here's got to come off. No, is that everything? There's one more little screw there, I believe, has to come out. Could be wrong. I'm just looking at the old board. Yeah, it does. It's going to play hard to get. Now, I believe, yeah, the board should just lift straight out now. Look at that. Nice and easy. I've not got the shakes or anything. I am drinking alcohol at the moment, but I've not got the shake. Right, so I believe, hopefully, we've took everything from there. I've just got to pop it all back in here. So I'm going to do it straight away because I need to have a quick break, but I'm going to do it straight away and I won't mess up then, because otherwise I'll leave it for tomorrow and I forget what screws are what. Right, let's pop this board in. And I said I didn't have a shake. See, look, I'm not shaking. However, last night I was playing shithead with my mate and we were playing for half pints of Prosecco, so I did get quite drunk. Right, so this looks fairly easy. Just got to be careful, and you can see. So I'm going to pop the board. Oh, do I need to? Oh, hang on. Do I need to take more shit out of this? No, I don't. Let's pop the board in there, under there. The board's in. Right. So it's just a matter of popping the screw back in. I may speed along. That one came from there. That was well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Start up the top. So that little thing goes there. That dodgy screw that I was on about, the one that was underneath, I think that goes in there. Sorry, I keep doing it out of camera shot. We'll get there. Oh! It's always a bad thing. I was lucky. Put that back and I can see the screw. Magnetizer. Come on. Don't be awkward. Right. Bob's your uncle. Right, put this antenna thing back in. And just, like I said, just put all the screws back. Right, I've got them all on a mat in order. You do not want to be putting screws where they don't belong, because you'll end up with a thing called long screw damage. So it didn't feel like it fit there, but we'll go ahead. My son's just messaged me. He wants to buy the phone I'm filming on. He's going to have to wait. It's only a crappy... yeah, I'm filming this on a 5S. So it just goes to show you can film stuff on shit phones. Pop that in there. Right, let's start putting it together. Right, I need to pop that back on. I believe there's a super screw there. See, I'm forgetting already. Yeah, it's there. Got it. I find taking the screws off my magnetic mark and then just picking them up makes life a lot easier. So on there. Put this plate back on. I should be putting all the screws in the main board initially because they can get sort of out of stuff. See, look, I've trapped an antenna wire under there. I hope you can see. Now, where to put you buggers? There we go. Oh, stuck to my finger. It should be wearing gloves really because look at that, stuck to my finger. Because even though you can't see, when you open it up at a later date, the finger marks will actually show up. But this is for a friend and it's a bodge job for him. It's a cheap job. He just wants his phone working. Oh, come on, don't be awkward. Have I got that plate the right way up? No, I haven't actually. There's where I'm going wrong. Oh, come on, don't be awkward. Oh, I've got crap light here as well. I've got like, oh, hang on. It's my son ringing me. Oh, do you know why I can't get it in? Because I'm using the wrong bloody screwdriver. It's alright, I'll give up in a minute. Right, let's put this screw in. I might put you on pause and give him a ring. The reason it's ringing twice because I'm in front of my PC and it, yeah. And my other phone's there. Right, I'll put them screws. I'm going to pause for a second. Right, let's quickly bash the rest of this together. I've got a little Lego there that needs to be clipped down. That's in. Lego, I'll put the screws in first actually. So I'm going to do all the super jobbies. Come here. These are all the same size actually, they're dead easy. So we have one, must be here. Is it? Can't see. Look, a good thing about videoing it, you know, you can always go back to it. I know one was here, up here. And there's two more. I know where they went, I remember. Come on. One of them went there. And I believe the other one went in there. I wasn't in there, I can't remember. Ah, see what I mean? I could roll back my video, but I'm sure it went in there. No, that didn't seem right. It's got to be there. Oh yeah, because yeah, the plate. Right, so that's all in. I've got to do these Lego connectors and I've got to connect these two antennas. That's that in. The antennas, right. I may pause because these can either go straight on or they can take bloody ages. Well, yeah, beer choices, Foster's at the moment. Right. sometimes. Oh, see, look at that, it just went straight on. Sometimes I could spend a quarter of an hour trying to put these buggers on. See what I mean? Got one on. Yeah, mate. Don't want to force this because the last thing you want to do is get a bloody soldering iron out and have to repair it. I'm going to do this off camera because I need to get under it. Now, would you believe it? As soon as I turned it off, it clicked in straight away. The next thing I want to do now is the camera. But what I want to do is just clear the lens. Because you don't want to put it together and it's got a lot of dust and crap in it. Just a bit of IPA. Maybe you could use the other end of a cotton bud. But what I like to do is either just let it dry itself. Because if you use the end of a cotton bud, you always get, if you look at my clothes, you always get a fibre in it. But that'll pretty much dry. I'm going to give it a minute. Because you don't want to put the camera in when it's still got a bit of IPA. Because otherwise the camera's going to be cloudy for a couple of days till it dries out properly. So another quick pause. I did also forget to say, when you clean the lens on the camera as well, that's still a little bit damp. Well, I'm going to be a bit hasty. Let's give it a wipe. Not mine anyway. Right, pop the camera in. And it goes in one way. Should be careful actually for this. Oh, come on. Right, so that's that. Clip it in. That's in. Pop this little plate on. Oh, it's, I think that goes behind. Yeah, that's it. 2 little screws. Nice and easy. Lemon squeezy. Incidentally, let me just put these screws in. What you can do, I had an iPhone 7 Plus the other day, and basically the back camera was shaking. It's stabilised. It was shaking. But what you can do is if you hold a magnet to if you've got a shaky iPhone camera, if you hold a magnet to it, it stops shaking. I got these the other day. Where are they? These are neodymium magnets, 0.5 millimetre thick. What you can do, leave that plate off, and then when you go to install it, and you can just stick one of their magnets on top of it. When you go to install a screen, it still fits because they're only 0.5 millimetre thick. You take that plate off, you've got like 0.2. Put it all together, and the camera doesn't shake. It's real cheap fix because I think the iPhone 7 Plus camera is about 30 quid. I could be wrong, could be less, could be more, but they're like 20 pence. So this is a little tip. Right, so next thing, battery. It's got some sticky in there. I know it's a bod's job. Just drop it in roughly. It's about right. I've only put it on there lightly because I might need to move it. Now I'm just going to pop the screen on. Again, you've seen me do this. I might just skip through it. No. It's getting this. It's this little bugger. It can be an absolute pain in the ass to get this ribbon on. It's actually sometimes the easiest. I haven't put the home button on yet, so I will have to. I just want to make sure the phone's all working. And there it charges and all that. Blah de blah. Put that there. That went on. You can hear it click. Sometimes I don't make that click though, so don't be. Right, I'm going to turn it. Oh, I put the broken screen on. What a knob jockey. That's why it went on so easy. Try again. This is where I'll tear the flex. Oh, come on. Is that one on? Excuse me. Is that on? Right, the moment of truth. Let's power it up. Yes. Right, what I want to do is to let it power up. I'm just going to stick it on my bench power supply and see what current it's pulling. And then I want to make sure it's at 5 volts. Yes. Right, let's see if it charges. Oh, baby. So yeah, that's right, so all I've got to do, I've got to pop the screen off, I've got to swap the home button and then put it all back together. Please say you're still working. Right, it's powered down. Right, get this screen off. Always battery, never, just don't. You could just cause yourself problems. Because if you don't disconnect the battery and you've got to plug one of these Legos in, you don't quite get it right. The board is live, you're just going to end up with a short. Right, so that's that. So far, so good. I am actually going to put that battery in properly. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But next up, we'll do the home button. Right, the home button. Pentalobe screws. Not pentalobe, that tri-wing screws. 4 of them. Just make sure that you put them all back where they come from. I'm just setting it out on my magnetic mat. You don't want to knacker this. Take your time with this. You can just mess around with this for 20 minutes. You won't need to, but I've done quite a few of these. So, right, there's 2 methods. You can either use IPA, but I find it's better just put a little bit of heat, especially the state of the screen. It's so smashed up. Right, this little Lego connector here, what I find is hold the bottom part of it down and then use your fingernail to flick it up. Oh, it didn't come. And it comes, just be so careful. That little bit there, that bends up to release the home button. See, like that. Right, so what I'm going to do is just apply a little bit of heat here. The home button comes out the front. Got a hot air station. You just literally need to warm it up so it's just a touch hot. It's only this little area here you've got to do. That'll do. Right, next. You shouldn't really be using tweezers for this. You should be uber careful. But there's a little dot there, I don't know if you can see it. I find it's best to start working from there. But this is well stuck down. So I am going to take my time over this. Might give it a bit more bait. But again, I might have to do this off camera because I do not want to fuck this up. I should be using something blunt really. That's bloody hot. Once you got it started, even if you got, just take your bloody time over this. You do not want to damage this part. So this is gently prying up, try and keep it flat. You do not want to bend this bit of board with all the small components on it. And gently, it's coming. That's well stuck down. I've never had one this sticky before. And I think just about there. I hope you can see this. Very well stuck, this one, and it should just fall through the bottom. There we go, and it's out there. Obviously this screen is absolutely bollocksed, so there's lots of broken glass here. I'm going to shoo that away, probably stick in my hand because I'm not exactly and then just inspect the home button, just make sure there's no shards of glass around it, it's all nice and clean, and then make sure you put it in the right. Back to the new screen, just bend that up, it will keep popping down. I've still got a screen protector cover on this, so because it's brand new. Pop it through the front, pop it round, lift that little jobby up, right, and there's that little dot thing. Just make sure everything is lined up perfectly. Then click that. It's still not. I don't recommend sticking it back down. That's just clipped on. So now I've just got to put the 4 screws back in and let your home button. Right, I might just do all this straight off on the fly. Got bits of glass on my finger here. I don't want to be dropping bits of that in the phone. Never done it before, just get a load of old screens and just practice. I've never damaged, oh, I don't want to say that, I'm jinxing myself here. I've never damaged a home button, but it could be so easily done. Just a slip of the finger and you're buggered. Don't over tighten these screws as well, but you don't want them too slack that the phone gets vibrated around and they come loose. But you just, I tend to turn them, and then when it's just heads down, just give it a little tiny pinch. So it needs. Silence is golden. Right, so that's done. Pop that aside. Right, this battery. I'm not going to take this old adhesive out. It's not. It's just going to be a pain in the ass. Battery pull tab. I'm going getting low on these. I buy these. I was getting them from China, but decided to go to Hong Kong. I pay. I think they're about 2 pence each if you buy a load of them. Where's the battery? Battery upside down. Blue side first. Well, here's a little tip, because some of them, when you get them, they're really naff and they peel up, so pull it quick, because otherwise sometimes it'll all globulate up. Turn it over, stick it on the battery, on the back, sorry, stick it on the battery, give it a good little rub. These little blue tabs here, pop them over. Make sure, and then again, put it off quick. Get the phone, drop it in. I've only just dropped it in because you want to make sure it's positioned correctly. You can still move it around a little so that that battery tab is definitely going to connect, because it could be a millimetre. So that's that in. So now I'm going to just carry on. Pop the screen on. Hopefully you can see. For the 4th, 5th time we'll put this bloody screen on. I do have problems with these bloody Legos. I think that's on. Soon find, oh, they've clicked. if you don't think it's on, don't force it, because you'll end up bending pins. Just take your time. Right, battery, turn it over, and hopefully it works. Yes. Oh, so you always say yes, because it's always I just want to make sure the home button works. And then what I'll have to do, I'll have to pop the screen back off again, and put the adhesive around the outside, put them few little screws in, and hopefully that's a fix. Right, let's turn it off, press the home button. Yeah, it's working. Power it down. Come on, come on, power down. Right. Let's pop this screen back off. Battery first, never forget. Right, next up, iPhone 7s. You normally get an adhesive strip that goes around the outside. Now I have got one somewhere. I don't know where I put it to show you. But I find I get this stuff. Dig it out. Beer cans everywhere. 3M. That's 2 now. 3M. 1mm double-sided adhesive, and just put a bit on the top, especially down the bottom, because sometimes they don't quite stick, and along this side, especially up here. But just put adhesive strip on. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do this off camera because there's no point watching, because it's going to be tedious. You just peel it off, cut it, put it around the edge, and then you peel the top off. So I'll come back to you. Right, I've put the adhesive strip around the side. When I mentioned you can get the you can get these, which pretty much do the whole entire phone. Now this is for an iPhone 6. It does fit, but not as brilliantly. It can be a pain in the ass. So if it's a proper customer's phone, I would use something like that. But this is because it's for a mate. But this is just as bloody good. So all I've done is trim round, put some strip on. You want to rub it just with the back end of a spludger or something. Just make sure it's stuck down. I've already done this, but just showing you. And then just peel off. Just peel off the strips, and hopefully the adhesive stays behind. There we go. It's just as good. I mean, I wouldn't, if you're using a net, if it was a posh phone, it's only an iPhone bloody 7. Still a good phone, though. You always want to test the screen before you start putting all these on, though, because obviously you've got to pull the screen off again. You're going to have to repeat. Don't think that one's even stuck. No, it hasn't. Oh well, we'll manage without that. In fact, I will put a bit on there, because that's quite often that's where you have the problems. I bet you I'm not even in shot. Oh, the battery's going to run out. But yeah, might have to speed this up. Pop that on there. Split it on. Tweezers. Job. Right, I'm going to pause. I'm going to put my phone on charge that I'm using. Right, so we're almost there now. All I've got to do, so my battery was dying on this crappy phone, pop the screen back on, hopefully for the very last time. So, no more luck, I'll bugger it. These flexes are like paper. You do not want to tear them. That's on. So we can see. I do. No, it's not on. See, that's dodgy. It probably is, but yeah, it made a click. That's the old click. That's what you want. Click. Yes, I should power it up now, just make sure it works, but I'm feeling quite confident in my action, so I'm just going to go ahead and just pop all the screws in. I don't know if you really need me to see. There is a little rubber bit. What did I do with it? Well, we don't need it. We'll go without it. Which way does this go? I can't remember. Yeah, it looks right. Phillips head. 2 screws. Put that one in. Come on, don't be shy. Right, this little plate here, there's a little bit of shit there, get that off, that's off this tape. And this little plate here, pops in there. These are Y, whatever you call them, Y heads. To put them in loosely, I always like to put one in, and the back one, there's always one that's long, it's the third one along, this one. And oh, I nearly dropped that one. Really got over it. I just had one less screw in it. Come on, a little pinch. Surprising how many times I took a phone apart and all these screws vibrated out. Right, so click it in at the top, push it up firmly. Do you want it to go under? I find putting the top right up, make sure it's tight, and then the bottom, and then do the sides. I know how you think, oh, the screen's flexing. I just find, because sometimes you can end up with a big gap at the bottom. I mean, that's not brilliant, but that's it. I'll power it up anyway. Bingo. Right, I'm going to do, if I can find him, I'll put him somewhere. Hopefully, 2 black pentalobes. When you put these in, it's a really good idea to press quite firmly on the bottom of the screen, because they'll just pull the screen in if it's a bit loose at the bottom. Sticking out a bit, it just pulls it in if you press firmly. Nearly there. I bet this never goes simply for me though, I will say. Right, so all being well, if I press the home button, just power it off. Okay, the home button's working, yes we are now. Probably again, emergency. Yeah, that's good. I haven't got the... Was there a blob there? Oh, there's a blob there. He'll get over it. That's... I know. It's a bodge, but you won't see it, because look. So yeah, I'd call that a fix. Just going to power it down. Oh, hang on, before I do that, we can give it a wiggle, see if it's charging. Yeah. Good as new. It just needs a SIM tray. I haven't got one. I might have a different colour one. But yes, good as new.